So here we have a context in Delmia. We're actually going to set this up to be the rotary filler context with an initial place and set up a space for the MBOM. Now the rotary filler itself, you see up here, the first item in that list is the EBOM. The second one is the MBOM, and we're going to basically link the two together. So this is a very important concept in 3DEXPERIENCE because we're actually creating a link between the EBOM and the MBOM. And that means later on, if we change the EBOM, it's going to be able to notify us on the MBOM side and say that we don't have, for example, the latest version. And then we'll be able to go in and update the MBOM or recreate the MBOM depending on how big the changes are. Inside that, we're going to have it automatically generate an MBOM structure based on the EBOM. And what we're going to do today is we're going to stay mainly at that base structure. So we're not going to go in and decorate it or rearrange it too much, but you can. And most engineering, manufacturing engineers are going to want to go in and actually rearrange the structure because, of course, the way in which you engineer a product is not the way you manufacture it. And we're going to go in on these four top-level areas, and we're going to label them. So they came out with some standard naming, but we're actually going to go in and label them. So you've got the system, the rotary system, the filler body, the filling unit, etc. So they are labeled and those items are labeled. We're going to go through and do that for each one of the layers. So just kind of skipped ahead a little bit. We've gone through and done that for you so we don't bore you through the process of labeling all those. And then we're going to assign the parts that are in the EBOM to that structure. So here we're going to take out, first thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at the BI Essentials. We're also going to open up a 3D view. Now what we see here is the product affectation. That's actually in French, but it's basically have the parts been assigned to a different, to a pad. Here we see that we're looking at the rotor filler body. That has not been assigned. There are two parts in it. So we're going to take each one of those parts and assign it to one of those pads. So here's the first part. You notice it fills up. It's the next level up. And there's the second part. So by doing that, we see that they're now blue instead of orange. And that means that they have been assigned. We can also go in and inspect at each step in 3D what the buildup should look like once it's done. Now we're going to take the filling unit. So this is a set of filling units that have been purchased. We're going to add them into just on one pad. So you can have pre-purchased parts. They don't have to be manufactured parts. And then we're going to go in and set up the last part, which is the assembly gear casing in the vertical transmission. We're going to speed through that. You'll see as we add the parts, the next layer up actually receives all of those, and we see it built up to its actual state. So now that we've finished this, we've actually built out the MBOM. It doesn't contain, once again, all of the intermediate steps. It's just a basic MBOM, but you can add in intermediate steps. You can add in also all the tooling and things like that. Anytime you're having an MBOM, you're going to have the tooling that goes along, all the tools, consumables, etc., that go into the actual production process.